Hi everyone and welcome to week 6. We are in the final stretch of this class. We've packed a lot into 8 weeks. It has been a very busy time and had a lot of information, but hopefully it's information that you'll be able to use in your own practice. It'll help you understand students better and just how they grow and develop during their time in college, and even for some of them before or after they leave college. So very, very important information to be learning as you think about your future practice. But thank you for your engagement. This past week was really a good discussion with racial identity development. The discussion, you guys had some really thoughtful questions. A couple of you were very vulnerable to share your own stories, and I was so grateful for that. I think we can learn so much from each other, and so that was a really beneficial part of the discussion this past week. And we are getting ready to head into a new week to talk about faith development. We'll talk about James Fowler's theory of faith development, as well as Sharon Parks. She writes a lot about faith development. She wrote the book Big Questions, Worthy Dreams, if any of you guys have read that. But they reference her in the text, in our course text, and you'll get to read a little bit about her theory of faith development, and as well as some others. So that'll be very important as you think about heading into the discussion for this coming week. There's also an article by Hal Hartley called How College Affects Students' Religious Faith and Practice. And Hal Hartley works at the Council of Independent Colleges. For those of you guys who were in the summer intensive this year, or even actually this past year, we went to the Council of Independent Colleges in Washington and met Hal Hartley. He was one of the speakers that was on the panel that talked about independent colleges, and he's written quite a bit on faith development. So this is one of his articles, and it's got some really good historical context and information that I think will be helpful to you as you think about going into this week to talk about faith development. There's also a video by Doug and Rhonda Jacobson, and they are distinguished professors at Messiah College. So they kind of speak around the country. They're very well known. They've prolific writers. They've just got so much on religion and faith on campuses, do a lot with the Lilly grant, the endowment, to do a lot of research related to faith development. And so I've included a video that they spoke at a symposium, and hopefully you'll be able to get a lot out of that as well. It's only about 10 minutes, and the first part of it's more of the historical piece, but Doug Jacobson kind of gets into how religion has become more visible on campuses, college campuses, and they actually wrote a book called No Longer Invisible, both the Jacobsons together. And so, but they kind of address some of those ideas in the video, so make sure you make time to watch that as well. There's just a couple of things I want to point out as far as upcoming assignments. For your final paper, you'll be pulling together information, all these about the interviews and what you've learned from that, and then also about your reviewing the literature to know what is said about your specific subpopulation. And I believe it was Tony had asked if you need 8 references for that paper, and that's actually correct. So you'll need 8 references. That could be the ones that you used in your annotated bibliography, or it could be something else. It doesn't have to be the ones you used in the annotated bibliography, but you will use 8, and you can certainly pull from what you did for that project as well. You'll also, in about a week and a half, be submitting presentations. Now, this could be where you do a voiceover for a PowerPoint. You can record yourself presenting. I think if you do record yourself presenting, please just make it clear what your points are. Sometimes with a PowerPoint, we can sort of follow a little bit because the text is written out. So if you present, that's actually a great idea. It's very engaging. But think in terms of the clarity, what, like the different pieces that you're sharing, that those are clear points that we're able to follow you well. So think about that if you decide to present in that sort of format. I will be sending you a separate email that gives you instructions for how to create a voiceover PowerPoint, how to publish that on YouTube. I will tell you that students often say it's not an easy process to create a video and publish it. But so you'll want to be kind of thinking ahead about that, so you're ready to go to submit that as your final discussion post. That will actually be what you post that last week of class as your discussion that week, and then you'll respond to each other and share just what you've learned from those presentations. And I'll give you more information as we get another week or so closer. So, but just be prepared for those that are coming up very soon. And we will also have a Zoom session. I'll be sending you information on that, so be prepared. We'll have our second and final Zoom session where we'll touch base, and that'll be a really good point of connection. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out and ask me and let me know. I'd be happy to help in whatever way I can. And I'm just so grateful. You guys have worked really hard. This is a lot to pack into 8 weeks. So thank you so much for your engagement. I'm excited. It's been really great to hear you guys make sense of a lot of this information, and just to read some of your perspectives on that. That's been a really, I've appreciated that as teaching this class. So thank you so much and have a great week, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. All right, thanks.